entire system at war with self. They destroying themselves from within. And if we giggled, which we Russians don't, we'd be sitting around giggling, sticking our pinkies up our butts, to make ourselves giggle even more enthusiastically, I guess. I don't know, I never stuck pinky up my ass personally, but now that I think of it, it's kind of a disgusting idea. Okay, now we have, once again, on a personal note. On a personal note, when I Russian spy, I go many places to interact with Americans. It's just good spycraft work to mingle. I hate that word mingle, but it's very appropriate at this time. Mingle. One day I hear a Vietnam War veteran pouring out his little heart to bartender of the bar I used to frequent. I interrupt veterans and ask, in good American speech, how did you feel when you were fighting in Vietnam? His answer is so crazy, funny, I almost pooped myself. He say, I felt like a large, soaking wet, recycled, single-ply roll of toilet paper in a shitstorm of biblical proportions. And that's the end of the quote for what he said. I had to excuse myself after he answered to laugh till I cry. You'll say, I laugh and I cry in Russian. That would blow my cover. And I also had to leave to change my poopy pants too. I was, those are Vietnam War veterans, they cynical, but they have a pretty good sense of humor. I guess they had to, everybody called them baby killer. You call one of our Russian soldiers, so many conflict baby killer, you allowed to, cut one of their ears off. Yeah, but you're going to find all Russians have both ears. So they don't do that in Russia. But I guess in Russia, we backward country. Let's see. Now, we are on that part of our broadcast that we like to call, and we have introduced previously, Did You Know? I like this. This is one of my favorites. Because, a lot of things in this world you don't know, and it's always good to be educated, when you have a little extra time on your hands. Did you know, if Donald Trump gets elected, he's going to thank all the Mexicans for the politically correct piñata jokes and all the hair jokes and all the "you're fired" jokes. Yeah, he's going to thank them and show his appreciation in a good, humored manner, because he got a good sense of humor. As he teaches Mexican government how to piss up a rope. I think Mexico going to smell a little of urine until they get the hang of it. Well, that Trump, he's kind of pompous, but I know he believes what he's saying. His beliefs might change, but I know he believes what he's saying. And if this was my country, I would think more like Trump. In most of these, well, in Russia we would call them girls with testicles. You call them the Democratic Party independents. And of course, there are some of those in the Republican Party too, but there's a preponderance in the Republican Party of people who are kind of screwed up for a different reason. You know, the Democrats are way over here when they should be right here in the middle. The Republicans are way over here when they should be somewhere here in the middle. Now, the only reason I can see why the liberal and the conservative are not both here in the middle is because the lobbyists are too lazy to come here in the middle to pay them off. And that is the only reason I can see. Both party crooked. You show me honest man in American government, I'll show you figment of your imagination. Did you know that thoughts can actually cause pollution? If you don't believe this statement, check what comes out of your ears when I say President Obama not going to be last president. He's not going to be the last black president, the last black president either. No, not by a long shot. But he's going to be last community organizer as president. No more they're going to elect anybody who was community organizer to be president. Not that those people aren't nice people. What does a community organizer do anyway? Show all the mooches where to go to get free stuff? How long has America been here? You know, didn't they organize their community previous to somebody coming along and getting a stupid job called community organizer? You know, it's just another mooch job to empower other mooches. You want to eat in Russia? You're not crippled. You work. You work. You appreciate everything you get. Things are getting better. Economy better. People eating better in Russia. But Russia don't have no welfare system. In Russian constitution, there's no guarantee for you get to eat for free because you have ability to lay on back and spread legs, or lay on chest in between spread legs and pound it. You know, why would somebody subsidize sleazy behavior? Only in America. Did you know, according to calculated Russian sociology statistics, the average American have sex in his or her car 6 times in a lifetime on average. Wow. I didn't know that. I must not be very popular. I never had sex in car. Last sociologists count sex in car as, sex with self in car. I've had sex with self in car many times. No, not 7. But about, I have sex in car about 6 times. And that's on a bad day. Let's see. I always wonder why I'm too busy to get a lot of things done. It might have something to do with that section of college myself. No wonder I never get anything done except the only thing I get done is myself. Well, you know, at least parts of me are very happy. Did you know Russians have been proposing an affirmative action plan for the National Basketball Association? Yeah, we're very forward-thinking people. We figured it only makes sense if it makes sense in scholastic setting. Why not in professional sports world? Why not? All of the beneficiaries of affirmative action, when they graduate, get better jobs based on affirmative action grading boost concept, don't they? So if good for one hurting group, why not good for another? This is how our Russian proposal worked. A. For every white player who is a starter and play for 15 minutes straight in the game from its beginning, his team gets 2 points added to their score right from the beginning after that 15 minutes is complete. B. Well, I guess 2, not B. Not a very good B, is it? For every Hispanic starter who plays 15 minutes straight, his team get an additional 4 points. Yeah, I gotta write that down, 4 points. C. For every Polynesian starter who play for 15 minutes straight, his team get a 6 points bonus added to their score right at the end of that 15 minutes. D. If a team has a female starter along with a boner modification for their teammates, boner medication for teammates. I don't think the moderation is going to help them. But the boner medication for the teammates, her team gets 7 points for playing the 15-minute straight minimum. E. Finally, for Asian NBA starter who plays 15 minutes straight, his team gets a bonus of 22 points. We thought more appropriate his team get 44 points, but we thought it might draw too much attention to the feelings of that Asian player, so we decided against that. But very sound proposals for affirmative action in the NBA. You think about it. We Russian, we tell the truth. It's a harsh truth. As the truth is very painful, very, very often. But we still tell it. Did you know men who wear their hair long have better sex lives than men who wear their hair short? Why? Russian scientists don't know at this time for sure. But all of the Russian male scientists are now growing hair out as long as possible because they suspect the man's long hair brings out a repressed lesbian propensity in gals. Oh, that's hot stuff. Next time I have sex with a woman, I'm going to feel the heat from almost being in a menage a trois. Yeah. There'll be me, my lady, and her lesbian alter ego getting hot for my long hair. Oh, I feel like, I'm going to be sandwiched in that menage a trois. And maybe, when this is going on, this menage a trois, I get one of the Kardashians to film it. They know how to make the big money off of the inadvertently distributed sex tape. But if I get a Kardashian over to film it, I better make sure that my facilities have a lot of extra disinfectant, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now this is going to be the last offering, also titled, Did you know not all whites are worse dancers than blacks? Blacks damn good dancers. They got style, attitude, glide, and grace. But, and this butt bigger than a Kim Kardashian butt, if government emptied all mental asylum where the white folks reside, I think most of the white folks in America reside in some type of an asylum, for sure. There'd be some scary, crazy, good dancers out on the streets. And from what I know about U.S. black folks, if there are any crazy, if there are any color of crazy people out on the streets, they don't care what color you are. You crazy, they're not going to be out on the streets themselves. The streets be empty of all the black folks. Crazy, really disturbing to black folks. They're not too comfortable around mice, rat, snake, spider, or crazy crawly Russians either. Hey, crazy crawly Russians. Who would have knew? Yeah, that super jumping ability work against them in the comedy category. In the comedy category when they encounter creepy critter. They must be hysterical in Africa. In Africa, they got all types of those things. They got the snake, they got the rat, they got the mice, the spider, anything that crawls. They got all that crap over there. You can just see them. Ding, 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 ding. You're gonna when you got these type of creepy things around you all the time, and you got these people who are like skyrocket jumpers. It's just it's not hard to imagine. Anyway, that is pretty much what we have to share with you, comrades in Russia. We always try to keep you in our hearts. We always try to remember you before we break bread. We always try to think of the best things that we remember about you. But you are Russian, so that leaves about everything out. But we have vivid imaginations of how good a person you would have been if you weren't Russian. And that's the kind of person we like to remember you to be. With the greatest love, the greatest affection, from the heart to soul, that's what we give to our Russia, to our Mama Russia. For anybody who is happens to listen in, like the FBI or anybody else like that, or just a regular American citizen, you have to remember that all that love and affection that we have for Russia, you divide that by 2, and we give that to you. Thank you.